Imagine waking up each morning with legs that feel robust, steady, and full of vitality. No more muscle weakness, painful cramps, or concerns about balance and falls. If your goal is to remain active, independent, and confident, the key lies in proper nutrition. Today, we're unveiling the 7 most potent vitamins and minerals that will help keep your legs strong and unstoppable. From enhancing muscle function to safeguarding bone density and improving circulation, these essential nutrients can significantly impact your daily mobility and overall well-being. Whether you enjoy leisurely park strolls, dancing, or simply wish to maintain your independence, this guide is for you. Before we dive in, we'd love to know where you're joining us from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the best health tips from Health 365. Let's build a healthier, stronger future together. Chapter 1. Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Eleanor had always been active. Even in her early 70s, she took pride in her morning walks, her tidy garden with blooming marigolds, and the little dance she shared with her grandchildren every Sunday afternoon. But over time, those same walks began to feel heavier. Like her legs were no longer in sync with her will. Gardening became harder, and the dancing? It turned into sitting and clapping instead. She brushed it off at first. Just aging, she told herself. But deep down, she knew something was off. It wasn't just Eleanor. All around the world, millions of aging adults experience the slow fade of strength, balance, and vitality. Bones lose density, muscles weaken, and movements that were once second nature begin to require conscious effort. But here's the part no one talks about enough. A silent but powerful deficiency often lurks beneath these physical changes: vitamin D deficiency. Nicknamed the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D does far more than support your bones. It's a key player in keeping muscles strong, coordinated, and ready to respond. Without it, even the healthiest lifestyle can feel like pushing against a rising tide. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D, coupled with more time spent indoors and the modern-day fear of sun exposure. It's no wonder so many older adults unknowingly suffer from low levels. And the consequences are real. Studies published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism have drawn a clear connection. Seniors with adequate vitamin D levels have stronger muscle fibers, better balance, and fewer falls. Those without it? Increased frailty, instability, and higher risk of fractures from even minor stumbles. Vitamin D fuels neuromuscular communication, the intricate signaling between your brain and muscles. When this line gets fuzzy, your legs lose their ability to react quickly, which is critical for balance and fall prevention. Fast-twitch muscle fibers, those responsible for sudden movements like catching yourself from a trip, depend on vitamin D to stay healthy. But that's not all. This underrated vitamin also works behind the scenes to reduce inflammation in muscle tissue, easing chronic leg pain, stiffness, and even mysterious cramps that seem to come from nowhere. Eleanor's doctor was the one who first mentioned it. A simple blood test revealed her vitamin D levels were far below optimal. It wasn't a magical diagnosis, but it was a powerful clue. She started making small changes. 15 minutes of gentle sunlight on her porch every morning, a daily supplement, and a little more salmon and eggs on her plate. In just a few months, she noticed the difference. The stairs didn't feel like mountains anymore. Her legs moved more freely. And on one Sunday afternoon, for the first time in months, she rose from her chair and danced again, with laughter in her eyes and the strength of sunshine in her step. If Eleanor's story feels familiar, you're not alone. Here's how you can start reclaiming your strength. Spend 15 to 30 minutes in direct sunlight each day, ideally in the morning or late afternoon, when UV rays are gentler. Exposing your arms and legs helps your skin synthesize more vitamin D. But remember, heavy sunscreen can block this process, so balance protection with brief exposure. Feed your body with vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, fortified dairy or plant-based milk, egg yolks, mushrooms exposed to sunlight, These small choices add up over time. Many seniors simply don't get enough sun, and that's okay. Supplements can fill the gap. Most experts recommend 800 to 1,000 IU daily, though some may need more based on individual deficiencies. Always talk with your doctor before starting higher doses. Vitamin D might be invisible, but its effects are not. If you've been feeling off balance, weaker, or in pain without a clear reason, perhaps it's not just aging. Perhaps your body is quietly asking for something as simple as sunlight. And sometimes, the path back to strength begins not with something grand, but with a few rays of morning light and the quiet decision to rise again. Chapter 2. Calcium, the silent architect of strength. Martha was 72 when she first noticed it. A strange hesitation in her step. Getting out of her favorite armchair took a second longer. Climbing stairs, something she used to do without thinking, now required her full concentration. She didn't feel ill, just fragile. That fragility wasn't in her mind. It was in her bones. As we age, our bodies quietly shift. In youth, bones are vibrant construction zones, constantly remodeling, breaking down, and rebuilding in harmony. But after our mid-30s, that balance tips. The rebuilding slows, the breakdown persists, and over time, bone mass gradually erodes. For seniors like Martha, this isn't just a biological footnote, it's a critical vulnerability. A stumble on the sidewalk, a slip in the shower, and what might have once been a bruise becomes a hip fracture or a shattered femur. These injuries are not just painful, they can be life-altering. But behind the scenes of every strong step, every firm grip, every confident rise from a chair, there is a mineral working silently, calcium. Yes, it builds bones, but its job doesn't stop there. Calcium fuels muscle contraction. Tiny ions surge through our muscles every time we move, enabling fibers to tighten, stretch, and support us. Without enough calcium, muscles cramp, falter, or lack the power to react swiftly just when we need them most. Imagine trying to catch your balance, but your leg muscles hesitate. That delay could mean the difference between steady footing and a dangerous fall. So, how do we protect ourselves? How do we give our bodies what they need to stay steady, strong, and unbroken?
1.
Let food be thy first ally. Martha's fridge became a battleground. She stocked it with calcium-rich allies. Cold pitchers of milk, creamy and comforting. Bowls of Greek yogurt, thick with protein and calcium. Slices of cheddar cheese, sharp and satisfying. But she didn't stop at dairy. Her shopping list grew wiser. Bundles of kale and bok choy, green and vibrant. Cans of sardines, tiny but mighty. Tofu cubes soaking in flavor, packed with nutrients. Almonds for snacking, rich in more than just crunch. Fortified plant-based milks. A godsend for her lactose-intolerant friends. Each bite was a brick in the fortress she was building inside herself.
2.
Supplementing the shortfall. Not everyone can get enough calcium from food alone. For Martha's neighbor James, dairy upset his stomach, and leafy greens weren't always appealing. That's when calcium supplements became essential. But not just any supplement. He paired his with vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin that acts like a key, unlocking the doorway for calcium to enter the bloodstream and find its way into bones. Together, calcium and vitamin D became a team, like hammer and nail, supporting James where his diet couldn't. 3. Move it or lose it. Still, Martha knew calcium alone wasn't enough. It needed direction. So she walked. Every morning, rain or shine, she laced up her sneakers. Some days it was a slow stroll around the block. Other days, she joined a light resistance training class at the community center. She even tried Tai Chi, where every graceful movement worked muscles and gently nudged calcium into her bones where it belonged. Weight-bearing exercises like walking, gentle jogging, and strength training tell the body, we need strong bones here. In response, the body listens. It builds. Health experts recommend that older adults aim for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day. A mix of food first. Supplements if needed, and always with movement. For Martha, it wasn't about reaching a number. It was about reclaiming something more personal, the confidence to live fully. to garden without worry, to dance with her grandchildren, to rise from her favorite chair with grace. Calcium may be silent, but its absence shouts. For every older adult navigating the shifting landscape of aging, it's more than a mineral, it's a protector, a partner, a promise that strength can be rebuilt. So, let calcium be your quiet ally. Strong bones, strong muscles, a strong life. Chapter 3. Vitamin B12. Nerve health and coordination. Margaret had always prided herself on her independence. At 72, she still tended to her small garden, took slow strolls through the neighborhood, and never missed her Wednesday book club. But recently, something had changed. Her legs, once strong and responsive, began to feel heavy. Not sore, not in pain, just oddly sluggish, as if they belonged to someone else. One morning, as she reached down to pick up a drop spoon, she wobbled slightly, catching herself on the counter. It wasn't the first time. The tiny missteps had begun to stack up, a stumble here, a moment of numbness there, and an increasing sense of uncertainty in her stride. Her doctor listened carefully. After a few tests, the answer came: not calcium, not arthritis, not even aging. It was something she hadn't thought about since high school biology: vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, the silent guardian of nerve and muscle harmony. While most conversations around leg health revolve around calcium for bones or protein for muscle mass, vitamin B12 quietly operates behind the scenes, orchestrating the vital communication between the brain, spinal cord, and limbs. Think of it as the conductor of a symphony. Without it, the instruments, your nerves and muscles, fall out of sync. Nerve cells begin to fray without B12's protective coating, myelin, and messages from the brain become scrambled or lost on their way to your legs. The result? Muscles misfire or don't fire at all, leading to weakness, unsteadiness, and impaired coordination. It's not a matter of strength, it's a failure of connection. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing B12. The stomach's acid, which helps unlock the vitamin from food, begins to decline. Conditions like atrophic gastritis, pernicious anemia, or long-term use of acid-reducing medications can quietly sabotage absorption. That's why B12 deficiency is particularly common in older adults and often overlooked. Symptoms creep in subtly. A strange tingling in the feet, a feeling of cotton in the legs, unexplained fatigue, difficulty walking in a straight line, and over time, if left unaddressed, the damage becomes permanent. Reflexes fade, balance falters. The simple joy of a morning walk turns into a cautious shuffle. Luckily, B12 is not elusive. For those who eat animal products, it can be found in lean meats, fish like salmon or tuna,
dairy, eggs,
shellfish, especially clams and beef liver, some of the richest sources. But for vegetarians or those following a plant-based lifestyle, it's a different story. Because B12 is not naturally present in plant foods, alternatives are crucial. Fortified cereals, plant-based milks with added B12, B12 supplements taken daily or as periodic injections prescribed by healthcare professionals. Margaret began taking a B12 supplement after her diagnosis. Within weeks, she noticed her energy returning. The tingling subsided. Her balance improved. Most of all, she felt like herself again, present, grounded, and confident in her steps. Vitamin B12 may not be the first thing people think of when it comes to staying active and agile, but sometimes it's the quietest nutrients that carry the loudest impact.